granniopteryx, granniopteryx. She knows the truth, she's linking every link.
Hello, well, if you want an example of appeasement never working, you could find no better than the fix that YouTube has found itself in, because YouTube is now in serious trouble. They've been pandering to UK and EU pressure to curate their content for years now. And now, with the new UK idea of algorithmically pushing forward what they refer to as trusted MSM, YouTube really do have a situation on their hands. It goes like this. Our Labour government, a Labour government, has just published a proposal for a new set of laws, which they refer to as a new strategic direction for UK media. Sounds fine, doesn't it? This strategic direction, just a minute, there's somebody at the door. Postman again. You wouldn't believe my husband is actually downstairs, sitting in the sitting room, which is right next to the front door, would you? Oh, well, enough of my beefing. We've got to beef about this. Where was I? Oh, yes, the strategic direction for UK media. What a great expression that is. For a group of people who are scarcely in command of the English language most of the time, they certainly do well when thinking up new names for new laws. New laws that strangle people, of course. Anyway, this strategic direction takes the form of what they also call a prominence regime. Now, there's a nice new expression for you. In simple terms, it means that platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and even Meta, which is Facebook to you and me, they'll be obliged to boost content from the mainstream media first. That is, what will come at the top of your feed will be BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, and perhaps a few other trusted channels. And that is, by trusted, we mean channels owned or run by people the government likes, or perhaps by people who buy them glasses and silk underwear and suits and little things like that. And these channels would be boosted ahead of channels, for instance, like trigonometry. Not to say me, I'd be coming right down at the bottom of the list. They say it's to combat misinformation. And now YouTube suddenly find that their appeasement of this government interference wasn't enough. And that appeasement is never enough. Anyway, back to my main point about YouTube. We creators have been struggling literally for years with YouTube's capricious and opaque. I was going to say unlisted. They're opaque. We don't really know what they are, but they certainly are not logical a lot of the time. And they're all rules about what might or might not be acceptable. I got a video taken down because a few years ago I pointed out, now I've got to be careful here, I pointed out that for children in school was a particularly pointless, if not actually dangerous exercise, considering the standards of hygiene followed by most kids. I got another one taken down because the thumbnail showed a picture which I had taken with my own phone of the statue on the front of the BBC. And the statue on the front of the BBC, one of their trusted channels, I would remind you, depicts Prospero, the magician, with his hands on the shoulders of his messenger boy, Ariel, who is nude. It's a statue on the front of the BBC, and my video got taken down by YouTube for showing that. So that's YouTube. But, you know, they were appeasing all the time, and in the end, appeasement doesn't work, because when governments get a bit of power in one area, they absolutely can't resist magnifying that power over time. Apparently, I haven't got any communications yet, but I've read that YouTube has sent out warnings to creators that some channels will be prioritised ahead of them. And it's asked creators, you know, oh, please come and help us. It's asked creators to go through the so-called consultation document, answering the questions that the government have asked, as if the government is going to take any notice of those answers. Since when have they taken any notice of anything? Nigel Farage called it state censorship, which indeed it is. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if it were later found out that the government had taken some advice from the declining BBC, which is in a flat panic about its disappearing audiences. Look, I think the British public is now just waking up to the fact that it's been suffering for a long time from classic boiled frog syndrome. Because this has been going on for a while. Platforms like mine have been shouting about this for a long time, but hardly anyone, especially the media, hasn't been taking notice of it. There's the Communications Act of 2003, again passed under a Labour government, of course. It criminalises the sending of messages that are grossly offensive, indecent, obscene or menacing. OK, sounds good, doesn't it? But those words, grossly offensive, are subject to a wide range of interpretations. And by 2023, the police were arresting about 30 people a day for tweets, Facebook posts, and so on. And the numbers are multiplying exponentially. 2023 was double 2017. After that, there was the Online Safety Act 2023, which is a Conservative government piece of legislation, which imposes a duty of care on social media. Now, that duty of care, again, it's subject to a wide degree of interpretation. So you can catch somebody out on duty of care for almost anything. And in 2025, we had the age verification system, another Labour thing, and now this prominence regime for trusted sources. And the word trusted will certainly go the same way as grossly offensive. Now, platforms like the BBC and ITV, they're, probably celebrating now. They might think that this is going to help them, but in the end they're going to get caught by the same things, because, as I said, it just keeps on expanding. Meanwhile, YouTube has a history of tightening policies in response to this sort of regulatory pressure, actually ahead of this sort of regulatory pressure. So, for instance, when I upload a video, I have to go through all sorts of hoops to prove I'm not contravening anything. And it's got so bad that, okay, so I upload videos to YouTube and then to Rumble, to BitChute and to Minds as well. So when I've done all the editing of the videos and the compressing, even before I start thinking about what I'm going to use for a thumbnail, I upload the video to YouTube, just YouTube, straight away. And I leave the video there while I prepare the others, the Rumble and the BitChute and the Minds, and upload them. And even before I've thought of a thumbnail, because it takes at least 20 minutes for one of my videos to get the YouTube okay. And sometimes it's been known to take overnight. When I've got the YouTube video up, then I put the others up as well. And they go straight through, no problem. That's why sometimes my videos are quite long delayed. And all of this care is usually framed as child safety, but of course that's nonsense. The children know how to get round it all anyway, a long time ahead of the adults. The fact is that what Rumble, BitChute and Minds let through straight away, YouTube blocks routinely. And then every so often when they get a new edict from on high, they voice some limp-wristed demur about the latest UK or EU government outrage against free speech, and then they modify their systems anyway, proactively moderating far more aggressively than they need to, just to anticipate the problems. But of course, that means the Overton window shifts, and then the government shifts it some more, and then YouTube shifts it more, and so it goes on. All right, I got a nice suggestion from a Rumble subscriber that if this government proposal about prioritising so-called trusted media ahead of channels like myself, or indeed, as I say, trigonometry, or maybe even GB News, because they may not be considered trusted media as well. And the suggestion was one way round it is to use existing parental controls on platforms like YouTube to block the MSM channels that come first. So you just put a parental control block on BBC, ITV, Channel 5, Channel 4, all those trusted ones, and then the lower down the totem pole ones come up first because the others have been blocked. I'd be interested if any of my tech-savvy viewers think this could work, and then perhaps create a downloadable protocol to automate it. Well, there you are. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.